Hello guys, this is Ben's Weather Tech and Adventures, and we are coming to you with coronavirus coverage. Huge updates to get to. Let me just get the chat up. Make sure it's working. Sound's working. Hello guys. Okay, sound is working. Great. Sound is working. So we have tons of stuff to get to on this. Let me just get this up, the chat. Questions, put them in the live chat. So I haven't been able to stream for a few days on the coronavirus because it was the weekend, had stuff going on, stuff with school. So last night there were these big developments in the China coronavirus when it comes to the U.S. Let me move this a bit. And the fear now is this has started to really spread in the U.S. I'm not saying but last night we got let's see, what is the U.S. up to now? Let's just look at that first. We're going to get to Iran and South Korea and all that, but I want to start with the U.S. stuff because this is big stuff that has just kind of come out. So, where is U.S.? So the U.S. is up to 88 cases. 13 new cases yesterday in the United States. Rhode Island has 2. Washington State has that I think it's like a kind of a retirement nursing home. We're going to talk about that with the cases there and stuff like that. There was also another death in the U.S. from that nursing home in Kirkland, Washington. So we're up to 2 deaths in the United States, but we're up to 88 cases, and the fear is this is just going to keep going up. Test kits are finally people are being tested more. U.S. was really late on testing, so it seems that I wouldn't be surprised today if this just kept going up and up and up. So we're going to get to... let's talk about some other countries right now, just before we get to the U.S. So China had 200 cases yesterday. Who knows if that's really the number? The new cases and deaths numbers have been way down. This is really way down from before. So we'll have to see what happens with that. South Korea, 599 new cases. Not as much as the day before, but 5 new deaths, and they have, almost 4,500. Italy, 1,704. Ooh, only 3 new cases in Italy yesterday? If that's true, that's really good. Wow. Wait, let me look on here. If that's good for Italy, if that's true. We'll have to get to that after we talk about the U.S. But if that's true, that's really good because Italy had been, exploding with cases. Iran plus 523, not good at all. Iran is, way up there. 12 new deaths in Iran. I think Iran may be the worst out of, these 3. I mean, look at Italy with 3 new cases. As I said, they tightened their criteria, I think. Maybe they did. Let me look it up just quickly. Yeah, because that's crazy that we're only 3 new cases. This says 50% rise. This is weird. This says 50% rise. That thing says 3. I want to get to that after, but I want to get to the U.S. stuff first. But let's just go through and see anything else. Look, Spain up to 120. France, 130. Germany, 20 new cases yesterday. So you can say, well, look, in China, this is really going down. Who knows what the numbers really are. But U.S. is getting bad, and these other countries are bad, and we're going to get into all that right now. Let's see what I should do next. Let's look at this quickly. Now, let's look at the map. Now, Algeria, I think, didn't they get like 2 new cases? Okay, so this is updated. Ooh, Indonesia has 2 cases. That's new. So we're filling in this kind of Southeast Asia region. Papua New Guinea still has... That's Papua New Guinea, I think. They still don't have cases. But Indonesia now has cases. But this map looks kind of the same, except places are just filling in more with more cases they already had. So let's get to some live updates for you guys. I want to first look. Yeah, let's go here. Let's look at the Guardian, because big updates to get to. We got to talk about the place in Kirkland, Washington. Oh, look, 2 patients die in France. So that just happened a few minutes ago. That was released. Not good. England has 4 new infections. Let's see if we can... Yeah, also that came out yesterday, there is a case in Manhattan in New York. A woman that had traveled to Iran in her 30s. She is in her house being quarantined, I think. So that's what this is about. That also came out last night. Last night was like a huge... If I had been on the air last night, it would have been great because there were so many updates. But it was kind of late. I want to see if we can get to anything... So look, in the U.S., health officials in Washington say the 2nd person has died, and this was at the Kirkland Center. Florida has 2 presumptive cases. Yeah, we're going to get to that too, as well. Man was in his 70s from a nursing facility near Seattle. That's the Kirkland. That's in Kirkland, Washington. And there's other people there that have the virus and are in critical condition. So I'm going to see if we can kind of... The Louvre Museum yesterday was closed. I assume it might be closed again, but it was definitely closed yesterday. Health officials in Ireland are expected to decide on Monday whether to restrict mass gatherings, including St. Patrick's Day Festival. Look at this. A secondary school in Dublin closed for 2 weeks to spread the infections after a pupil was identified as Ireland's first case. Yep, that happened yesterday. Okay, let's see if we can find anything more on the U.S. stuff, because I really want to talk about that. You know what? Why didn't I just look it up on Google? It'll be easier for me to just do that. So I'm just going to look up. Yeah, that'll be the easiest way to do it. So that's someone visiting their mom there. But they had to go in with protective gear. Washington coronavirus. 2nd death. But how about the other people that were hospitalized? Like, can we find anything on that? Here's something from their official site. But that's not going to have, you know, cases. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, and look at this. The 13th case reported late Sunday as a man in his 40s in critical condition. Look at that. So critical condition, and he's in his 40s. Now, we don't know if he has underlying health things. 2 new cases were confirmed by King County Sunday. Both are males in their 60s with underlying health conditions. One is in critical but stable condition. The other is in critical condition. And those are from that nursing home facility. Life Care Center of Kirkland. And let's show you where that is, because it's very close to Seattle, I think. Life Care Center of Kirkland here. So it's northeast of Seattle. Seattle's kind of on its peninsula here, and there's the Kirkland. Here's Kirkland, Life Center of Kirkland. So it's not directly kind of, on Seattle, kind of, Seattle kind of in the middle of these two bodies of water. But it is in the Seattle metro for sure. And that's where a lot of these are happening. Hi, Running with Scissors. Okay, so we showed you that. There it is, Life Care Center of Kirkland. And there has been a state of emergency, Governor Jay Inslee declared. So let's look at more live updates, though. See if we can get anything. How about the Rhode Island case? Because there was a new case in Rhode Island. There was a new case in Rhode Island yesterday morning, and then a new one later. Second Rhode Island coronavirus case. And these were from a Europe trip. So look, St. Raphael Academy. Two people who returned from Rhode Island. A man in his 40s. So one was a man in his 40s, and one was like a kid from the school. All 38 who went on the trip will be self-monitoring for symptoms at home for 14 days. And I think that school is being deep cleaned. Yeah, cancel school. Virtual days at home Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday. Sports are also canceled. So the two people in Rhode Island are from the trip to Europe. Their school took a trip to Europe. I guess this is like a high school. And Pawtucket, Rhode Island is on the Massachusetts-Rhode Island border. Kind of near, pretty close to Providence. So that's that. Let's see what Al Jazeera has to say. The good thing about Al Jazeera is that they usually don't have a ton of stuff, but it's kind of condensed into one, so it's easy to see. So UK cases jumped to 40. I was saying a few streams ago, like the UK, wasn't a ton of cases or anything, but look, it's starting to go up. 2 more deaths in France, we said. Look at this. Indian fishermen stranded on Iranian island seek help. More than 40 Indian fishermen stranded on this Kish Island are calling for the Indian government to airlift them home. Running out of food and supplies. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that. So that's going on. Ooh, look at this. China closed its first makeshift hospital. One of those hospitals they built in like 10 days. Despite a sharp decline in new cases in Hubei province. Yeah, but who knows if they're actually as low as the government is saying. Global economy, yeah. There's a lot of the U.S. news now is about the global economy and the coronavirus. Iran reports increasing number of deaths. Yeah, Iran, it seems to be one of the places that this is really affecting. As voters in Israel head to the polls for a third time, people have worn masks. Look at this. Andorra, Iceland, and Portugal all three reported their first cases. Look at that. Kuwait has 10 new cases. First community transmissions in Australia. So this happened, a couple days ago in the U.S. So now they have that. Nike closes Europe's headquarters. Many events have been canceled. Geneva Auto Show in Switzerland, one of them. Lots of tech events too have been canceled. Okay. There's the New York State case, as we talked about. Okay, what should we do now? Let's go on Snapchat and see if we can see anything from Wuhan. I guess that's not as important now, but hey, maybe, you know, maybe we'll see something from there. I wonder where else we can check, actually. Let's go to Wuhan. Let's try this a bit. Wuhan, see if there's anything new. Doubt there's going to be much. He's spraying stuff for the virus, I think. Now, I will say that looks like more people are out than before. I mean, you see some cars. See him spraying that? You see a guy out on a moped. So look at that. That's exactly what I was looking for. Something of a street. Now who knows? Maybe that's just a really busy part of the city. But that definitely looks like we saw this a couple days ago. Okay, so a lot of these are old. But that's a good one right there. Right, should be right here, right? Where did we see that? Right here. Street in Wuhan. So it looks a bit more lively than before. I want to see if we can check anywhere else. I wonder if South Korea, would people be posting about it? I mean, in Seoul? Kind of doubt it. Where else could we check? We can check in Italy, northern Italy. Yeah, probably not going to see much on here, so. But there's something there. Okay, let's get to, so we talked about this Rhode Island case. Don't need that anymore. I want to get to, what should we get to? Oh, I want to go on Twitter. So I want to look at BNO Newsroom because they've been talking about this a lot and they do some analysis. And I also want to look at another channel we'll talk about. Jordan reports first case. That's new. Moscow reports first case of coronavirus. Public Health England says widespread transmission in the UK is highly likely. Look at that. Indonesia reports first 2 cases. We had just been talking about that. Let's see. Yeah, so the 4 new cases are all elderly residents. This is in Kirkland, Washington, at that nursing home. The man who died was in his 70s. Okay. Hopefully it's not buffering. My stream just stopped on my phone. Okay, it looks like it's working. Ooh, David is here. Hi, David Leonard. Saw that. I also want to check the Agenda Free channel because he has been posting a ton about this. And I was watching his stream on YouTube yesterday. Louvre is not open today. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I'd say it probably wouldn't open. I want to see his stuff from yesterday because I know he tweeted a lot. Oh yeah, let's get to the Florida cases too. Let's get to the Florida cases. What am I doing that for? Also, do you guys like this thumbnail for the video? It's like that China-US thing. I kind of want to use like maybe one type of thumbnail for all of these, so I found that one and it looked pretty cool. Because you have the thing of the virus and stuff instead of just showing people with masks on and stuff. I guess I shouldn't say it looks cool because it's the virus, but compared to the other ones I had. So let's get to the Florida cases. Florida sees 2 coronavirus cases. And this is in the Tampa Bay area. I heard that yesterday. 2 presumptive cases. One's adult resident. Both are in isolation. So this is a man in his 40s after traveling to Italy in mid-February. So that's some updates on what's going on in Florida. So 2 cases in Rhode Island, 2 cases in... Can I get a map of U.S. coronavirus cases map? That would be good. Also, guys, like when this is done or later today, I'm going to try to live stream just like have an update screen for you guys. So have cases, have like four things open, you know, maybe, you know, case number, you know, where the cases are, this site here and stuff, kind of as an update thing. And maybe one site that's like updating periodically. So I'm going to try to get that up for you guys later. It's kind of a running thing I can have on when I'm not actually streaming and talking to you guys. So I'm going to do that. I just need to get set up where I want to do it because I want to do it on a different computer so I have access to this one. So that may be not on until tonight or sometime this afternoon. But I'd like to do that just to have that on while I'm not on the air, you know, per se. So you can come and look at what's going on. That's old. I don't know if there's any real like maps of the U.S. like a map like this, just of the U.S. Oh yeah, I want to show you this too. I wanted to show you this. So this is the cases. So you can see Italy, Iran, and where's the U.S.? Do they even have that on here? Probably not. Well, look at China, the official numbers. Look how low they're getting. So who knows? I mean, it seems like they're going down. You know, they're saying, but I mean that low. I don't know about that. But you can see South Korea, Italy, and Iran. You can see this big jump recently. Even look, Germany. You know, has been steadily rising since recently too. That's not good. Now, does this have... Okay, what else can I look at here? Oh yeah, let's look at this. Yeah, so this even... I don't even think this has been updated. Okay, here, look. States with presumptive cases. But look, the CDC hasn't even updated this map because Rhode Island has cases. Florida has cases. This is like a really old map. So this is right on the CDC's website. And it's not even close to up to date. And you can't even click on the cases and see how many there are. So this CDC website is really not that much of use. Why is Australia so red? They have, how many cases are there in Australia? 30. So they're not as much as like the US with 88, but they're, you know, UK, you know, didn't have many cases, and now their government is saying that there will be more and more cases. You can see the same in Australia, obviously the same going on in the US, you know, so really now, you know, it's becoming a pandemic. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the World Health Organization classifies it as a pandemic soon. Oh, I'm going to go on Snapchat. Let's go to Washington. Let's see if we can find this Kirkland place on Snapchat. Kirkland should be like right here. Oh, look, here's a store in Kirkland. Look at this. Yeah, look at the store in Kirkland, Washington, where that nursing home is, where there's been death and cases. Look at this. Look at the shelves. Toilet paper sparsely on the shelves. Let's see if we see anything else. Here's a mask. There's the Life Center. That's them taking someone away. This is actually good. Hold on. Hopefully you can see it all right on the stream. It's kind of pixelated.
People tested get this houses all.
Let's see if we can see anything like more stores or anything. Let's just look in Seattle quickly.
To be in a good week.
I like that picture of that store. That was good. Yeah, not really seeing much. But there you go. There was a store in Kirkland. Let's take this off. Let's look at this again, and let me see if I can find one. Where's the CNN live stream? Because that's the one I had been using for a while. Any new updates here? Newest. No, that's still the same update. Okay, here we go. New York governor 1 minute ago. No doubt there'll be more cases. Andrew Cuomo said he's certain there'll be more cases of coronavirus in the state. First cases in Manhattan.
Despite calls for calm.
Hold on, let me just look at one thing. Okay, I'm good. So, New York governor says there'll definitely be more cases in New York. Just want to move this here. I want to make sure this is working with the phone. Okay. Move that down there so I don't accidentally go out of it. So, what else are they saying on here? Should I buy a mask? They are not effective in preventing general public from catching coronavirus. And providers can't get them to sick patients or put them. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot on the news. You know, medical people are saying don't buy a mask because it doesn't do much, and you're just making short of a supply. So, but a lot of people are going to buy them anyway. Because. Here are some of the symptoms. Pneumonia is the big one. And of course, they check for fever. French region closes more than 100 schools for 2 weeks. 10 high schools, 11 middle schools. Yeah, and we were talking about, like, in another stream, like, if this spreads in the U.S., will schools close? And I said, like, I could highly, highly doubt it. But, like, in Kirkland, if it gets worse there, will they close schools for, like, a week? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think it'll be, where the cases are. They're not going to just close every school in the U.S. for, like, 2 weeks, It's going to be, if it gets bad in certain areas. And, of course, if schools have cases like that school in Rhode Island where they have to deep clean the school for a couple days. But even that school, I mean, they're going back in, like, I think they're going back on, like, Thursday. BMW quarantines 150 German employees after worker tests positive. Look at that. Singapore has 2 new cases, 89 cases in the U.S. New York City says coronavirus did not take public transit. So they didn't take the subway and stuff like that. That's good. Several schools closed in the state of Washington. Yeah, so it was just so several schools in Washington are closed today. And here's some of them, these districts. Season opening Australian F1 Grand Prix to go ahead. So, you know, stuff is starting to close. You know, stuff is being canceled globally kind of now. So, you know, we'll just have to see what goes on. But with these more cases in the U.S., things are definitely ramping up. And they're definitely talking about it more on the news here. You know, I mean, you know, basically all the news is probably, it's going to be the election and it's going to be, you know, coronavirus. That's kind of what it's been. Okay, let's look at, see if there's any new cases on here. So we're getting close to that 90,000. Definitely in a few days we'll be at 100,000 cases. I think it's inevitable. But look at all these countries that, you know, have them now. Look at this. Look at all these countries. Just going up the list. So let me see if an hour, okay. Let's see what else we can do here. What else do I want to show you? Oh, I want to show you something on here. Well, that's okay. Let's see what else is on here, because this is a pretty good site. Here's some of the updates as they come in. Okay. This is a very detailed site. This is worldmeters.info/coronavirus. Oh yeah, I want to see how many cases. I mean, even places like Norway, which only had like 1 case a few days ago, they have 19 cases now. You know? Let's see. Okay, guys, so I think that was a pretty comprehensive update about what's going on. We've been on, what, like half an hour or something? A little more than that? Okay, yeah, I feel good with that. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I may stream like this again today, later, if we start getting more updates from the US and everything. So look for that. I plan to try to put some tracker up with cases and an updating thing so you can come back to the stream and just see, you know, what's going on. It won't have me talking. It'll just be a continuous thing that stays up. I'm going to try to get that set up today on a different computer and get that going as well. So definitely subscribe for that. But yeah, you know, big updates in Washington State in the U.S. You know, 13 new cases yesterday in the U.S. How many will it be today? I assume I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it went over 100. They're testing more and more people finally. We'll have to see how this goes. You know, will more schools close? Will, you know, what's going to happen with travel? Whatever. We'll have to just see. There's also tons of cases in Iran, South Korea. Italy might have got a little better, but Iran, you know, definitely seems worrisome. And even if cases are going down in China, you know, this has already spread so far, and it's spreading around the world, which was feared. So thank you all for watching this stream. I definitely appreciate it. Subscribe, and I'll be updating you guys more. Look for more streams. Yeah, and just, you know, definitely if you're in the U.S., you're going to hear a lot more about this on the news, you know, in the coming days for sure. But thank you for all watching, and I will see you in my next stream. which will probably, no doubtably, be on the coronavirus. If you're here for weather stuff, we do weather streams. We'll be doing more of those as we get into spring and tornado season, but really right now the big focus is on this virus. So thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next stream.